I hear this and I ask myself, do you want people to starve? Thank God for the agricultural revolution of the 20th century. The wheat we grow and eat now is amazing. It's nothing like wheat in the past. If this were the Middle Ages, then 80% of the population would have gotten 80% of their calories from grain. They ate bread and oatmeal. But wheat bread was king. It was what people wanted for their staple. If you wanted to get rich, grow wheat. Buy more land, grow more wheat, because people literally couldn't get enough. Famine is one of the four horsemen of the biblical apocalypse for good reason. It was always just a harvest or two away, and a big part of that was the wheat that we depended on. By modern standards, it was crap. Wheat from the dawn of civilization, 12,000 years ago, right up to the late 1800s, was enormous. It was about 5 feet tall, and yet yields were abysmal. For every seed you planted, you were usually lucky to get 6 or 8 grains back. Naturally, wheat's just a really tall grass with seeds that we can eat. Strong wind, it falls over and rots. Heavy rain, it falls over and rots. Too much rain, it molds even if it doesn't fall over. Look at England. The population peaked at about 6 million back in the year 1300, all land cultivated. And that was it until imports in the 1700s. Now England feeds 30 million people and imports enough to feed 30 million more. Want to understand that? Look at the wheat. In the late 1800s, people started manipulating wheat to be shorter, tougher. Wheat today, completely different. It's only about 2.5 feet tall. You know how many seeds we get back for every one we plant now? About 40 or 50. That's right, a return of 40 or 50 on each seed. That means you're producing about 8 or 10 times as much wheat per acre as you were 100 years ago. Now, instead of using all its energy to grow taller, it just shoots up a couple of feet, then plows this energy into producing more grain. And modern wheat grows really fast. You sow and reap lands further north at higher altitudes in rainier places than you could have dreamed a century ago. Countries like the United States grow so much wheat, corn, and other ultra abundant engineered crops, vast surpluses are basically just scooped up by governments and dumped all over the world as food aid. How do you think the population of the developing world, like Africa, has grown sixfold since 1960 without its own agricultural revolution? Medicine will stop disease, sure, but you gotta eat. People want healthy food, I get that. But when I hear people chattering on about ancient grains, unmodified crops, and all that, all I can think is, thank God these fools aren't in charge. Wheat's a completely engineered crop, but it's a miracle. If you want to go back to the natural wheat of the 1800s to ditch all the fertilizers and pesticides, then you better reacquaint yourself with famine. Global famine.